Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's easy level puzzle. Now take that easiness with a grain of salt because it's considered easy by the people on the Logic Masters Germany forum, and there's a lot of really smart people there. Today's puzzle is called Stolen Numerals XV times X, which would be 15 times 10, which is 150. I'm not sure what the XV times X part is because we actually had something similar. I just recently did um, a harder, it was basically challenging level difficulty puzzle, which was similar, which basically was by the same person. It's by Nurgle's Gift, and it was I think it was XVVI. Maybe it was XI. I don't remember. Anyways, let's get to the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, which means fill every row, column, and box with the digits 1 through 9 without repeats. Cells connected by an X must sum to 10. Cells connected by a V must sum to 5. The green dots are either X or V. So every green dot is specifically an X or a V, and all X's and V's are given. So there is a negative constraint to this. So there cannot be a domino, which does not have a green dot between them, which could add up to 5 or 10. Let's assume this is an X. So if this was an X, this would be, and if this were 2, this would have to be 8 because they would have to add up to 10. Now, if this were a V and this was a 2, this would have to be a 3 because they would have to add up to 5. And that's how the green dots work. And then the final rule is digits inside a cage cannot be orthogonally adjacent with a consecutive digit. So this cannot be, an orthogonally adjacent just means sharing an edge with a consecutive digit. So if, for example, if this was a 6, a 5 or 7 could not be in any of these 3 cells that surround it. So if this was 6, 5 and 7, which are the digits that are consecutive with it, cannot be in these 3 cells, which they share an edge with. And those are all the rules. If you like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay, so basically I came... this sort of follows from the previous puzzle that I did by Nurgle's Gift with this rule set. Anytime you have cells separated consecutively by 3 of these green dots, we know that the middle green dot has to be a V. And I mark this V as a blue X. Because if you try to make this a 10, and a regular X, right? The problem is, what can the other digits be? One of them has to be 1 through 4, but then if it's a regular X, this must be 6 through 9. But the problem is, this 6 through 9 can only have an X next to it, because it can't be a V, because it's greater than 5. So it would have to then be in a 10 ratio with another 1 through 4, but it's exactly the same as this digit. And therefore, you would have a contradiction according to normal Sudoku rules. So that's why we know that anything in between, if you have 3 green dots which separate them, this has to be the 5, and these have to be 10, as long as they all see each other, right? So it also works here, too, right? This must be a 5, and it must be a V, and the other ones must be 10s. And anytime you have you have 3 cells, all of which are separated by 2 green dots, and they all see each other, one of them has to be a 10, an X, and the other one has to be a V, which is a 5. So similarly here, we have another set of 3 digits separating green dots, which separate 4 cells, all of which see each other. So this must be a 5, and these must be 10 x's. What else do we have? So this is 1 through 4. This is 6 through 9. This has to be 6 through 9, right? These are 1 through 4, and these must be 6 through 9. Okay, well, in addition to these dots, we have this dot, which signifies either a V or an X. If this were a V, the problem is both of these would have to be 6, 7, 8, and 9, because both of these would be 1 through 4. And 6, 7, 8, 9 has no relationships with another 6, 7, 8, or 9 as an X or a V. So this has to be an X. And this has to be an X, which means it's 1 through 4 and 6 through 9. This is also 1 through 4, and this is 1 through 4, and this is 6 through 9, and 6 through 9. Well, where can the 5 be in box 7? It has to be here, because it can't be next to a V or an X. So this has to be 5. What about in box 8? Where can the 5 be? Can't be any of these because it's next to an X or V. Can't be any of these because it's next to an X or V. Can't be here because the 5 in this cell blocks it. So it must be one of these two cells. Well, that eliminates 5 from here. Again, none of these can be an X or a V. None of the 5 can be next to an X or a V, so it can't be any of these cells. This can't be a 5. This has to be a 5 then. What about... what else? Where can the 5 be in box 2? It can't be any of these because they're next to an X or a V, so it has to be one of these two. How about here? 5 cannot be here because those are all next to X's or V's. Can't be here, so 5 must be one of those two. Well, that leaves in column 6, the 5 has to be one of these two because it can't be next to an X or V. Okay. Okay, let's start coloring. We're going to mark this as, I don't know, orange and yellow. Well, where can the orange and yellow be? Orange and yellow add up to 5. So if orange or yellow were not here, one of the orange and yellows would have to be here, but the other one would have to be here, which is contradicted by this. We're going to make this red, and I guess we'll make this green. So this has to be 10, adding up to these digits. So it's X. This is an X, a red X. This then has to be yellow and or orange, but we don't know which one's which. This must be the green. This yellow or orange means this cannot be a yellow or orange, which means it could be green or red. So these are green or red as a set, right? Because the yellow and orange add up to 5. This adds up to 5, and it must be with green or red. So this cannot be green or red, so this has to be yellow or orange. And it has to be the middle one. Has to be 1 through 4, right? Because you have a V on one side and an X on the other side, which means this has to be... So you have yellow and orange here. This is yellow and orange. This is yellow and orange. Well, what can this be? We need 2 reds here, and neither of these can be red. So, and this has to see a V and an X, and the reds have to be here. So therefore, this must be a low red. It's 1 through 4. This has to be the 6 through 9 red, and therefore this, because otherwise, if it's here, this doesn't fulfill anything then, right? The red can't be have a V and an X next to it. So this has to be the V next to it, which means it's next to a 1 through 4, and that is green. Okay. Well, this cannot contain green or red, so it has to be yellow or orange, and it cannot be the 1 through 4 yellow or orange because it sees those two are see that cell. So this cannot be, this has to be 6 through 9, and this is 1 through 4. This has to be a 6 through 9, yellow or orange, right? Because one of these is a V, which means both of 1 through 4, yellow and oranges, have to be here. So therefore, the remaining 6 through 9 has to be here, right? Well, we have both yellow 6 through 9s taken into account here. This cannot be an X between 6 through 9, the yellow or orange, and it can't be green or red for an X. So these have to be the yellow and orange 1 through 4. Which means this is an X. The remaining digits here, so this has to be a green or a red, but it cannot be the matching one, obviously. So this is green or red. We don't know if it's 6 through 9 or it's 1 through 4. Oh, but this is in a 1 to 2 ratio. This is in an X or V ratio here, but it cannot be V because we already have one of the low 1 through 4s here. So this has to also be an X ratio, X relationship here. And this must be the other yellow or orange 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is green or red. We're not sure which. The remaining green 6 through 9 has to be one of these two. We don't know anything else there. This cannot be, this has to be the, this must contain at least 1 through 4, but it cannot contain 2. So this must be an X designation. So this is the other yellow or orange 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this must be the 1, 2, 3, 4. So this must be 6, 7, 8, 9. Which means this is the other yellow or orange 1 through 4. And this must be a V here in between it. Now, neither of these can be the yellow or orange 1 through 4. And one of these has to be a 1 through 4. So this must be the green or red 1 through 4 here. So this must be green or red 1 through 4. And again, it cannot be V here because then it would require both 1 through 4s to be here, which would break this relationship. So this has to be a X here, while we don't know what this is. This could be still 6 through 9. So this has to be a green-red 6 through 9. And we don't know about this. Okay, so this can no longer be green or red. It has to be yellow or orange. But we don't know what relationship this is. This also can't be green or orange. This has to be at least one of these 1 through 4 because you can't have two 6 through 9s. It'd be in a relationship which has an X or a V next to it. And again, we cannot have a yellow or orange one because they're both here. So this cannot be green or orange. This has to be yellow and red. Sorry, yellow and orange, which means this is yellow and orange. So this has to be the last 6, 7, 8, and 9, yellow or orange. Well, that means this is a green, red pair, but we don't know which one. This then has to be an X relationship here. So this is 1 through 4, and we don't know what this relationship is. This cannot, well, it could be red and green if it's V, but we don't know. This is 5 through 9. We have all the red yellows here, which means that we cannot have any other, yellow oranges here. We have 4 of them, which means we cannot have another yellow orange anywhere else, so these must be green and red. This is green and red, which means this has to be yellow and orange. This has to be yellow and orange. And it cannot be the 1 through 4, because if this is 1 through 4, then this would have to have an X, some green dot between them, right? Because these add up, this adds up to 5. So therefore, this must be 6 through 9. And this has to be, well, we don't know. This still could be the other 6 through 9. We don't know what that is. I think using this is probably not helpful. This can't be... This is some green-red pair. We're not sure which, though. So this is 5 through 9. None of these can be 6, because if this were 6, it would be consecutive with a 5, which we know has to be here. So this can't be 6. This has to be 1 through 4, which means this has to be a 10 relationship, because you can't have two 1 through 4s here then. So this is a 10. We don't know which one's which. Okay. Let's change this. So let's start from a different starting point. Let's start with this. So we're going to make this the yellow, and this has to be the orange. So therefore, this is yellow. This can be either. So this is yellow, which means this can't be yellow. So this is orange, which makes this yellow. This can't be the yellow one, so this is orange. Which means the middle one has to be the yellow one, right? Because if this is the orange one, the yellow one can only be next to the other 1 through 4, and the 6 through 9 that's yellow. So this must be yellow. This has to be the orange 6 through 9, which means this pair cannot be orange. It has to be the yellow pair, which means this is an orange, but we don't know which one. It's 1 through 4, 6 through 9. Actually, this has to be... Yeah, actually, we don't know we don't know what this digit is, actually. Therefore, these are both yellow, which means this can't be yellow, so this must be the other orange. So this has to be 1 through 4 then, to add up to 5. And this adds up to 10. So it cannot be the orange. It has to be the yellow 6 through 9 here. We don't know what that is. This cannot be the orange 6 through 9, so that has to be the yellow 6 through 9, which means it's next to the yellow 1 through 4. And this cannot be the yellow 6 through 9, so this has to be the orange 1 through 4 here. Which means this can't be yellow 6 through 9. This has to be the orange 6 through 9 here. Which means this is 1 through 4 as an orange. Which means this cannot be orange 1 through 4, so it has to be the yellow 1 through 4. Which makes this the orange 1 through 4, which means this the orange 6 through 9, which makes this the yellow 6 through 9. Therefore, where is the yellow 6 through 9 in box 3? It can only be here because it can't be here. So this is the yellow 6 through 9, which makes this a 5. The yellow 6 through 9, this can't be the yellow 1 through 4, so this must be the yellow 6 through 9, which makes this the yellow 1 through 4. The orange 5 through 6 through 9 cannot be here, so it must be here. So this is the orange 6 through 9, and therefore this can't be 5. Therefore, this is a 5 here. Well, now we know for the orange 6 through 9, this cannot be 6. Right? Because it cannot be consecutive with this. This can't be 4, so this can't be 1. This can't be 4. All the yellow oranges can be 1 through 3. All the yellows have to be 2, 3, 4, and 6 through 8. Okay, so this has to be 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. This is 1, 2, 3. No 9. No 6. No 1. This can't be 4. This can't be 6. Okay. This cannot be the other low, because if it were, there would have to be an X connecting them, so this must be 6 through 9. Well, we know this 6 through 9 is, well, we know this 6 through 9 here has to be the green one, so this can't be the green one. This has to be the red one, which makes this also red. This can't be red, then. This can't be red. This is green. So these can't be green. These have to be red, which means this can't be red. This can't be red. These are both green. This can't be green. Therefore, this is a green here. This must be 1 through 4. But this can't be, yeah, this can't be 6 or 4. So those are both, that works. So the green is also 6 through 2, 3, 4, and 6 through 8. So this cannot be double green here. Okay, so this is the 6 through 9 green. This is the 1 through 4 green. This is the 6 through 9 green. Where is the last 6 through 9 green in box 2? Can't be here, can't be here, can't be these, so it must be here. So this is the 6 through 9 green. This can't be the low 1 through 4. So this green has to have a low 1 through 4 green, which means it must be with the red. So this is both 1 through 4, which means this can't be the low 1 through 4, so it has to be the high 6 through 9. This is the low one then. The rest of these are 6 through 9, and it has to be red and orange. Okay. This cannot be, well, okay, we're looking for the red. So this can't be the red 6 through 9. So therefore, where's the red 6 through 9 in this box? It has to be here. So this is red. It specifically has to be 7 through 9. So this has to be a 5. Which means this can't be 5. So therefore, this must be a 5. The 5 has to be one of these two. This is the green 6 through 9. This cannot be the green 1 through 4 because then this would have an X between them. So this has to be the red 1 through 4, which makes this the green 1 through 4. Remaining cells here are 5 and the 1 through 4 yellow. Interesting. Remaining digits here are the orange 1 through 4 and the red 1 through 4. Well, this cannot be the red 1 through 4, because if that were the red 1 through 4, it would have to have a V ratio with this green, and there is none. So this has to be the red 1 through 4, which makes this the orange 1 through 4. So this cannot be orange and orange, because therefore that's an orange 1 through 4. So this has to be yellow, which makes this not yellow, so this has to be orange, which means this can't be orange, so this is the red 6 through 9. This can't be the red 6 through 9, so it's the orange one. And we're missing a yellow 1 through 4, which cannot be here, so it has to be here. So this is the yellow 1 through 4, which forces this to be 5. So 5 is one of these two. This cannot be 2 green. Well, actually, it still could be 1 through 4 here. Okay. What's the remaining thing here? It's a high green, and the high green cannot be here because of that. It's a high green, so this must be the high green. So it's the 6 through 9. This has to be a 5, which means this can't be 5. So therefore, this is the last 5. What are we missing? This has to be a low, even if it's green or red. So this is 1 through 4. We're not sure which one it is. We need an additional 6 through 9 yellow, and this can't be it. So this must be the 6 through 8 yellow. So this is the other green or red 1 through 4. Can't be the red one, so this must be the green 1 through 4, which forces this not to be the green 1 through 4. It's the red one, but we don't know what this is. Remaining digits here. Red 1 through 4 and orange 7 through 9. Well, this can't be the orange 7 through 9 because it's here, so this must be the orange 7, 8, and 9. This has to be the low 1 through 4. This cannot... Wait, that doesn't work. We have a problem here. Huh. I messed up somewhere. I'm not sure where. Dang it. And that's a long way through, too. Ugh. Where did I mess up? I don't see it. That's gonna be a long way back. Dang it. Okay. So, we're gonna have to go through this again. Well, hopefully it'll be much faster. This is XX. This is a V. So again, these are 1 through 4. These are 1 through 4. This has to be 6 through 9, 6 through 9, 6 through 9. Again, we make this red. This has to be green. This has to be a 5. This has to be 10 because we need these relationships to add up to 10. So these are green. Again, you have to have 1, 2, 3, 4 here. And it has to, one of these has to be a V. So then it cannot be the green-red pair. It has to be the orange-yellow pair. Well, therefore, where's the red? It has to be here. Both of them have to be here because none of them can be here. None of them can be here. And this is a mix of basically, if they're next to each other, they would have to have a X, or they would have to have X between them. So this cannot be both reds here. It could be red here and red here, or red here and red here. If this is red and red, though, this has to be the low one, but it can't be in an X relationship with anything if it's over here. So this must be both red, which makes this a green. This then has to be 5. This has to be the 10. So this is 1 through 4. This is 1 through 4. This is 6 through 9. Again, this cannot be... You need 2 10s because it can't contain red or green. So this has to be 2 10s. And we made, I think, this one yellow and this one orange. So this must be a V here. So this has to be the yellow 1 through 4. This is 1 through 4. We don't know about these. Oh, this cannot be the yellow 1 through 4, so it's 6 through 9, which makes that 1 through 4. This is 6 through 9. Yellow and orange 1 through 4 have to be here, so this can't be yellow or orange. This has to be a 6 through 9, so it has to be the orange 6 through 9, which makes this 1 through 4. This can't be the yellow one, so this is orange, which makes this yellow. We have a green 6 through 9 somewhere. This has to be the yellow 1 through 4. This is 1 through 4 also. This is 1 through 4. This, one of these is 5 with a green 6 through 9. So this can't be 5. None of these can be 5, so this must be 5. This must be the green or orange. This has to be the orange 6 through 9. Um, we have green or red here all the way through. So the remaining digits, so this can't be 5, this can't be 5. None of these could be 5, so this has to be a 5 here, which means one of these is a 5. So this has to be yellow or orange. This has to be yellow or orange. This has to be green or red, and one of them has to be a low. This cannot be red or yellow, so this has to be green or red. This has to be green or red also. So the remaining digits have to be yellow or orange. This is a 5 here. This is yellow or orange, which makes this yellow or orange, so this can't be orange, so this has to be the yellow 6 through 9, which means this is a V and X here. So this has to be the low 1 through yellow. And we don't know about this. This can't be the low 1 through 4, because otherwise there would be a V between them. Can obviously be the yellow 6 through 9, so this has to be orange, and it has to be the orange 6 through 9. Which means the orange 6 through 9 is one of these two. Remaining digits here are 6 through 9, and 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. This can't be yellow or orange. So this is green or red. We're not sure which. This cannot be, this has to be green or red because it can't be the yellow or orange. Because both low 1 through 4s for yellow and orange are there. So this can't be, this has to be the green red. It cannot be both greens though. One of the reds is here at least. We're not sure if it's both or if it's a single one. This cannot be green and red, so this has to be yellow or orange. It cannot be double orange. It could be yellow here, though. The yellow 1 through 4 is here. So one of these is the yellow one. One of these two has to be the yellow 1 through 4. We're not sure which. We don't know about that. This has to be a green red ratio because it cannot be yellow or orange anymore. Maybe it was here that I messed up. I don't know. This has to be an X ratio because again, the green and red have to have a ratio here. That means this is an X ratio. This is 6 through 9. We don't know about this. I think it might have been this part. Somehow I messed that one up. This cannot be the yellow 6 through 9 because then this would have to have an X between them. So this has to be orange, which forces this to be orange. This can't be orange, then this is yellow, which means this can't be orange. This is yellow. Okay. So where is the yellow 1 through 4? It has to be, cannot be here, cannot be here, can't be here. It has to be here. So this is yellow 1 through 4, but we don't know what ratio, what relationship it is here. Um, Okay, where is the orange 6 through 9? Can't be this one because this is part of a 10 pair with a green or red. Can't be here. Can't be here because this is the orange 6 through 9. This can't be because this is the orange 6 through 9, so it must be here. So this must be the orange 6 through 9. This cannot be 5 anymore, so therefore this must be 5. Okay, that's fine. This is the orange 6 through 9. And we don't know about this pair. So this has to be green or red, which means this cannot be the 1 through 4 green or red. It has to be the other 6 through 9, because otherwise this would be a V between this. Therefore, this must be 1 through 4. That's where I messed up. This has to be 6 through... actually, yeah, this has to be 6 through 9 then. This is where I messed up here. I see. Okay. This is 6 through 9. We don't know about this. We don't know about this. The orange 1 through 4 has to be one of these two, but we don't know which one it is. Maybe it was this that I messed it up on. Not sure. Oh, this can't be the low 1 through 4 because then this would have to have an X between them. Therefore, this does have to be the high 6 through 9. This has to be the low 1 through 4. I think it was this error that made the mistake here. Anyways, this can't be orange either way, so therefore this is the high 6 through 9. This has to be the low 1 through 4. Which leaves this as a green and red. And it has to be 1 through 4 here, because that's the only remaining one. Oh, that's not true. This could be the 6 through 9. Dang it. So this has to be 1 through 4, because this has to be X. Therefore, this also has to be X, so it's a 1 through 4 and a 6 through 9. Which means this is one of these two is the other one. So this cannot be green, because that would eliminate... So this has to be red. Because if they were both green, that would eliminate all possibilities for the green here. This can't be red, so this must be green. This can't be red, so this has to be the green one, which means this is the green one, which means this is the green one. So these can't be green, this has to be red. These can't be green, so this must be red, which means this can't be red. Oh, this cannot be red, so that's green. These can't be red, so they're green. So that's working fine then. we have two greens here, so the rest have to be red. So this is red and red. Therefore, this is a V relationship. So this has to be 1 through 4. This is 1 through 4. This is 6 through 9. This can't be the red 6 through 9, so this must be the red 1 through 4. This has to be the red 6 through 9. That looks fine. We have a yellow 6 through 9 in one of these two cells, so this can't be the yellow. This has to be orange. And this is a 5 ratio, so this is 1 through 4. The yellow 6 through 9 cannot be here, so it must be here. So this has to be the yellow 6 through 9, which makes this a 5. Therefore, 5's 1 goes 2. Red 6 through 9 cannot be here, cannot be here. Where can it be in column 4? It has to be here. So this is the red 6 through 9. And therefore, both reds cannot, the red 6 through 9 cannot be in either of these cells. So this has to be a V ratio. And this cannot be the green 1 through 4. So this must be the red 1 through 4, which forces this to be the green 1 through 4. So this is green 1 through 4, which makes this 6 through 9 green, which makes this 1 through 4 green. This can't be the 1 through 4 green, so this must be 6 through 9 green. This has to be the 1 through 4 green. This cannot be the green 6 through 9, because if it were, this would have to add up to 10. So therefore, this must be a 5, which makes this the green 6 through 9. Oops. And this has to be the green 6 through 9 here. Okay. What are the remaining digits here? It has to have a red 1 through 4 and a yellow 1 through, or an orange 1 through 4. But the red would be in a V ratio with the green. So this has to be the red 1 through 4. Oops. This has to be the red 1 through 4, and this must be the orange 1 through 4. Which means this can't be orange, so therefore this must be both yellows. These have to be the orange ones. We are also waiting, we need a yellow 1 through 4, and this can't be yellow 1 through 4, so this must be the yellow 1 through 4, which makes this a 5. The remaining digits here are 6 through 9, orange and red, and this can't be the orange 6 through 9 here, so this must be the red 6 through 9, which makes this the orange 6 through 9. And the only digit remaining is the red 6 through 9, so this is red 6 through 9 here. We have a green 6 through 9. Actually, we have it here. So this is green 6 through 9. This is green 6 through 9, which makes this the green 6 through 9. What else are we missing? We're missing the yellow 6 through 9. But it could be either of these. We're not sure which. We're missing a 5 here. And what's the last one? A orange 6 through 9. Well, this can't be the orange 6 through 9, so this must be the orange 6 through 9, which makes this a 5. So this can't be 5, therefore this is a 5. This has to be the green 6 through 9. Yeah, I don't know how I messed it up that badly. That was a pretty bad mess up. What are the remaining digits here? So this has to be a 5, because that's the only place for it left. Because we have 8 5s, and this is the last place. This has to then be a yellow 6 through 9. right? The remaining digits here are an orange 1 through 4 and a blue and a green 1 through 4. This can't be the green 1 through 4, so this must be the orange 1 through 4. So this is the green 1 through 4. Wait, no, that doesn't work. Wait, we ran... Wait, oh, okay. I had it backwards. This has to be the green 1 through 4, and this has to be the orange 1 through 4. So this is green 1 through 4. This is orange 1 through 4. Now we're missing a red 1 through 4, which has to be here. So this is red 1 through 4, and this has to be yellow 6 through 9. Okay, we got that. Okay, good. The yellow 6 through 9. Okay, so this, well, we don't know about this. This could be either. The orange 6, actually, the orange 4 through 4 and the orange cannot be 4 and 6 specifically. So since the orange can't be 4 and 6, that means the yellow can never be 1 or 9. Right? But the yellow can't be 6 either, because it's adjacent to here. So the orange cannot be 4 or 6. The yellow cannot be 4 or 6, so therefore they both have to be 7 and 8. Right? And it cannot be 6, 9. That's 7, 8. So the oranges cannot be the same thing. So we can remove 1, 4, and we can move 6, 9 here. So therefore, the greens and the reds have to be 1 and 4. And then 6 and 9. Well, the red cannot be 4, so it has to be specifically 1 and 9. So, and this can't be, well, it could be either one though. So, this can't be the low 1, 4, because then this would add up to 5, and that's not allowed. So this has to be the high, this has to be low, this has to be high, and this has to be low. So all the low reds are 1s, right? Because they can't be 4, which would be next to the 5, because they're orthogonally adjacent. So this is 1. And all the red 6, 9s are 9s. So these are all 9s. Therefore, the greens, lows, must be 4. And the greens, highs, must be 6s. Oops. Must be 6s. The yellow 7, 8 cannot be 8. So it has to be 7. So we're going to do all the high yellows, which must be 7. And all the low yellows must be 3. So those are all 3. The low oranges must be 2. And the high oranges must be 8. And that's the solve. Apologies for the mistake I made earlier. I'm not really sure where I made or how I made that, but kind of a not good one. Yep, the 7 is not consecutive with any of the adjacent digits. Neither is this 5. Anyways, that's how you solve that puzzle, and I hope you enjoyed that solve. And I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.